All right, we're official. So welcome. My name is Mrs. Brinkman. I'm the Personalized Learning Coordinator here at Wisconsin Virtual Academy High School. And you are here to learn a little bit about personalized learning, what it means, what does it mean for you, and just a little bit more information getting you started on your personalized learning journey and experience here at WEVA. So here is our agenda. We're going to talk about personalized learning. What does it mean? What are the requirements? We're going to talk briefly about our vision of a graduate, some really critical and important skills we want you to have by the time you leave us at graduation time. I'll talk briefly about homeroom, but you guys aren't really going to do too much homeroom stuff because next week is our last week of homeroom. And then lastly, we'll get logged into Xello. I'm going to show you where the work is in your orientation course. You may have already seen it, and make sure you understand what you need to get done by the end of the week so that you can move out of orientation. So that's our plan. What I would like to do right now is activate this poll. I'm interested in, hold on, I'm just trying to remember how to activate my poll. I'm interested in hearing from you. When you think about your next step after high school, what is your E? Is your EA enrollment? You're thinking about going to school somewhere, whether it's a 1-year, a 2-year, or a 4-year school. Are you thinking about enlisting in one of the 6 branches of the military? Are you going right to work? Your E is employment. Or are you in that explore category, letter D, someone who is not sure? Or maybe you're thinking about more than one of these. That would be the explore category for you. So share what your E is. Give you a moment to do that. Just take a look and see how many. I got 10, 3, 7, 8. Okay. All right. I'm going to share the results. So we have a majority of you who would put yourself in that category D, exploring. We have a handful of you thinking about more schooling, and 1 for employment, right to work. So thank you for participating in that. And know that that's your E sometimes may change depending on your circumstances, depending on your experiences. And your E may not change depending on how strongly connected and tied you are to it, or maybe how long you've felt like you wanted to move in this particular direction. So I just encourage you to hold it kind of loosely and know that as you grow and change and have other experiences, your E or your plan may change as well. So good to be open and curious and continue exploring things. So when we talk about personalized learning here at Wisconsin Virtual Academy, what we're talking about is really our hope is that we can meet you where you're at. You're all coming in with very different educational backgrounds and experiences from all across the state. And we want to meet you where you're at, get to know you a little bit, figure out how we can walk alongside you and help you successfully make your way towards graduation and be ready for that next step after high school. So we'll do that by helping you grow in your learning readiness, right? Your job as a student and as a learner. We want to help you grow in your academic skills, your critical thinking, your problem solving, and your technology skills. We also want to help you grow in your career readiness. So helping you be more aware of who you are, what your preferences are, what your strengths are, what environments you like, what things are challenging for you, help you get a sense of what kind of careers are out there that might match well with who you are, and do that exploration, planning, and preparing for that when that next step, when that E comes time to happen. We want you to have a solidly developed E plan in the career readiness area. And lastly, life readiness, right? We just want to help you grow in your ability to communicate well with others, to work well with others, to be aware of, when things are hard for you, how does that impact you? How does that impact those around you? And how can you show up in your spaces and do the things that you need to do without letting, intense feelings and emotions or challenging circumstances stop you from moving toward that E or that plan that you have. So that's kind of an overview. We do have some requirements for graduation that are personalized learning related. We all of our students work on a PLP, a personalized learning plan. Now, these things are items that are kind of seem like a checklist. They are identified here in this yellow square. These are done in Xello, but our hope is that it's more than a checklist for you. This is a way that you are kind of increasing your self-awareness, increasing your readiness, increasing your understanding of who you are and what is out there that you might be well suited to pursue in terms of your future and your plan. So these items are required for graduation. They're not required for orientation. You won't be working on these during orientation, but it's important for you to know, because not only do we have, courses and credits that are required, we have the civics test, we also have these items completed in Xello. So that's important for you to know coming in, whether you're coming in as a 9th grader, you're coming in as 11th grader, or maybe even a 12th grader, because we even have some of our 12th graders coming in at the end of the school year and just working on an alternate plan for themselves. So that's important stuff for you to know. You will see this in the future, especially if you come back and hang out with us next year. This is stuff that we talk about regularly during our homeroom sessions. I mentioned our vision of a graduate, and I want you to take a look at the skills that are identified on this slide here in the middle of the circle: self-directed learner, collaborator, problem solver, communicator, critical thinker, and contributor. These are skills that employers have told us and told people in education that employees, so people who come to work for them that are skilled in these areas, tend to transition better to new jobs and new experiences. So we want to help you build these skills. You may have heard of these as employability skills or soft skills, but these are specific skills that we are going to talk with you about. We're going to challenge you. We want you to grow in these skill areas, because these are skills that you're going to be able to go and talk to an employer about and say, well, here's how I contribute. Here are the ways that I add to things to help make a situation better. Here is how I am a skilled communicator. Here is how I am a good problem solver. These are the experiences I've had solving problems. It just sets you up for success when you are out there looking for jobs or out there talking with people about enrolling in a particular school or program that might be in your E. So this is our vision of a graduate, and each month we focus on a different skill. So if you're back with us again next year, you will see and hear these skills identified and kind of highlighted in each of your classes as you work through your time here at Wisconsin Virtual Academy. All right, I'm going to talk with you just briefly about homeroom because, as I said, we only have 1 week left of like regular classes, and then we have our semester exams the following week. But we do have a homeroom model here at WEVA, and sometimes our homerooms meet as a large grade level group. That happens on Mondays. On Tuesdays, you'll be in a smaller homeroom session or situation with a designated Tuesday homeroom teacher. We do some small group academic support. We also have time for career and college speakers. And then we have time for our clubs to meet on Fridays during homeroom. So we have homeroom designated 12:35 to 1:05 every day, but a little bit different focus each day, and you won't have homeroom every day. But it is important for you to know that whenever you see this green book emoji in your calendar events, that means it's required. Even if you're not able to attend the live session, Our expectation is that you would be watching that recording in a timely manner. For me, a timely manner is generally within 24 hours. All right. So if you're working or you have an appointment or you happen to fall asleep and you miss the class, you can log in and view the recording, and we can see that you showed up to view the recording. So that's important for you to know. And then this red book means the session is optional. You will see that with our career and college speakers. They are, well, we don't have any more on Thursdays, but during the school year, we have different career speakers and college speakers generally every Thursday, and you can attend when you want. And if you change your mind after you didn't attend, you can always go in and watch the recording. So those two emojis or icons are important for you to know what the expectation is. Green, required, you should at least at a minimum watch the recording if you can't attend the live session. Red, it is optional. Our homeroom is a 4-credit elective course. So again, I'm just splashing this. I'm not going to go into detail, but if you're back with us next year, there will be things that you will do to earn the credit, and you can earn elective credit. And by the time, if you're coming in as a 9th grader, by the time you finish homeroom for, 3 additional years, that's 1, maybe 2 less classes you have to take during your senior year. So it does give you a little bit of opening in your schedule during senior year, which is kind of nice. All right, so our plan for orientation is we're focusing on Module 4 today, and I have linked the module here, and I don't know if you know this, but you can highlight, you can go on your screen, you can take your cursor and you can highlight this link and open a new tab and paste it in. It's going to take you right to Module 4. If you've got your orientation course open, you could just toggle over there and look at Module 4. Now, this is a good time for me to suggest, if you know how to split your screen, I highly recommend that. It's a helpful strategy to use to be able to, especially if you only have one monitor. If you're just working on your laptop, you can split your screen. You can have your Engagely tab on half of the screen, and then you could have your Canvas or your K-12 tab, or when you get in Xello, you could have your Xello tab on the other half of the screen. So it's just a nice way for you to see side by side your teacher's screen and what they're showing on the slide or screen sharing and what you need to be working on. So it's easier for you to follow along rather than toggling from one tab to the other and losing, I'm hearing what you're saying, but I'm not seeing what you're doing. For me, that makes it really, that slows me down quite a bit. So that's a skill that you're going to want to have, especially if you're working with one monitor or just on your laptop. So we are going to do the attendance quiz next. We are then going to get logged into Xello. We're going to work on adding 2 goals in Xello. And then I will show you the assignment, what you're going to do after you get your goals. I'm going to show you how to add your goals. And then I'm going to show you what you need to do in terms of the assignment to finish that piece in your course. Okay? So here is the attendance quiz. And this quiz, I'm trying really hard to highlight it. I'm going to put it in the chat. And when you click on this quiz, you are going to need to add an access code. And the access code is right here. PLP, all caps, 4, the number 4, me, all caps. It is case sensitive, so if you put in all lowercase, it's not going to take it. And then once you add that access code, there's one question that you need to respond to about attending the session, and you're going to indicate whether you're attending it live right now, or are you watching the recording because you were not here during the session and you're watching it later. All right, so I want you to all tackle that right now. It shouldn't take you very long. And then if you could use the reaction down at the bottom, give me a thumbs up if you were able to finish that attendance quiz. 1, 2, 3. Give me a thumbs up if you were able to finish the attendance quiz. All right, we got another one. 4, 5, 6. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Good deal. Thank you very much. All right. The next thing that I want to make sure that you know, this might be a reminder for you, but it's one of these things like the screen, like the splitting your screen. It's another a thing that's helpful for you to hear a couple times is, where's my school email? I sent all y'all an email this morning with your Xello login credentials. And regularly then when I come in here at this session, I have students who say, I don't know where my email is. So I want to make sure you know. So here are a couple ways that you can find your school email. The first way is when you are clicked into a course, you see this blue menu on the left side, and you can use the resources button here. When you click on resources, you get this menu, and down at the bottom is your school email link. If you click on this link that says school email, it's going to take you to your Outlook email, which is fantastic. When you get there, you could bookmark it. So that's one place that you can find your email. The other place that you can find your email, when you click into your orientation course and probably any course that you are enrolled in the future, on the home page, which is the first page you come to on the course, if you scroll down, you're going to see these icons, and you will see this icon that says school email. If you click on the school email, it'll take you to the same place. It'll take you to your Outlook. Next to this school email, you can see this little funky icon that doesn't have a label. This is the Xello sign-in link. So I did send it to you in the chat or in the email that I sent you this morning, but you can also access it here. You can also access Xello via ClassLink, but I put it right here. So rather than clicking on resources, clicking on ClassLink, clicking on Xello, you can just go right here and click on it. All right, so we highly recommend you check your email at least twice a day. Check your email in the morning, check your email at the end of the day, maybe even check your email in the middle of the day. The other thing that you need to know is that you have an inbox here in Canvas, and this is a way for you to message your teacher directly in a course, or your teacher to message students in a course directly without going to your email. So this is a separate place, but anytime you see a little circle with a number in it, that means you have a message waiting in your inbox. And after this school email, if you have a little number in a box here, that means you have some unread email. All right. So just a little bit of housekeeping that is important for you to know. All right, so here is what we're going to, actually, I'm gonna pause, and I'm going to do a little screen share and take us to Canvas. Yep, hang on. If you're having some trouble getting logged into Xello, we will take a look at that. So hang on, just give me a second here. All right, I'm going to get myself into my orientation course. And in my orientation course, I'm going to make myself look like a student. In the modules tab, when you scroll down to module 4, here's what I want you to know. There are instructions listed here. When you click on it, here are the things that need to be done. Okay, I've included written instructions on how to add your goals, including a few things that you should not do. There's a couple critical don't press this button images that I want you to follow. how to take a snip and a picture of your goals, and we did the attendance quiz. All right, so if you're coming in late, just know that there is an attendance quiz, and you'll need to probably watch the recording to get the code. I did also include a couple of videos here, tutorials, like if you're someone who I like to watch somebody do it and then I can do it, I've got video tutorials posted right here in the instructions. In addition to that, we've got the quiz, and here is the assignment. So once you get into Xello and we figure it all out, we get you logged into Xello and you get your goals added, you are going to take a snip or a screenshot of your goals and you are going to submit it down here as a file. And after you attach the file, then you submit the assignment. Okay. When you are working on submitting your picture, your goals should look something like this. So I've given you an example. And if when you go to your goal page, you're all done adding your goals and your goal page looks like this, I've got some directions here for you to get your goals to look like this, where you can see them instead of just a link that says show completed. All right, so that's where you're going to find your work. Now, we are going to work on getting logged into Xello, and I mentioned earlier that I sent you an email this morning, probably 10-ish, with your username and your password. I'm putting the link in the chat, the sign-in link. It was also in the email. I've got a couple messages from some of you that are indicating your username and password are not working. So there's a couple things I want you to be mindful of. When you copy your username and your password from your email, you've got to have the capital M, capital C, capital F, and the dash. You've got to have that whole letter number sequence. You've got to make sure that when you are in the sign-in spot, when you're in this sign-in spot, that there's no space in front of your what you copied, because sometimes we can grab an extra space in front of it from the email. And your password is your 8-digit birthday. No dashes, no slashes, no spaces, month, day, day, year, 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 year. All right. So let's see what we can do here. I just got to get myself logged in. When you do get logged into Xello, you will see you're going to have a couple introductory screens. So I am going to share my screen. Okay. Yeah, Miss Hartline, I also had another student this morning when I looked that was not activated yet. So that's very possible. So Blair and Simon, let me take a look quick. So because I might be able to solve the problem. I mean, I won't be able to solve the problem, but I might be able to know what the problem is and what is happening. In just a moment. So give me just a moment here. All right, so Simon, the reason you are not able to get logged in yet is because your account is not active. And Blair, I am taking a look to see if that's the situation with you as well. So hang on. Blair, I just got to check one more thing. Hang on a minute. Yeah, so Blair, your account is not active yet either. So my hope is what happens is when we get our students enrolled, usually it takes 24 hours for them to be active. So depending on when your stuff got put into our system, my hope is that tomorrow morning, first thing, you would be able to try to get logged into Xello and see if your information is there. I'm going to also make a note to myself to check first thing in the morning, and I can reach out to you to let you know as well. So in the meantime, if you're not able to get logged in, send me a message in the chat. Blair and Simon and Ivory, we know your situation, that your accounts are not active. Anyone else who's having trouble getting logged in, please let me know in the chat, because my other issue is if I'm having, I mean, 3 is a lot to have happen. I just need to double check to make sure that our transfer of data is still happening on a nightly basis. Okay, so if you're still having trouble getting logged in, you got to send me a message in the chat. If you're having trouble getting logged in, thank you, Xander. What I want you to do is follow along with me, watch what I'm doing, watch where I take you, and then hopefully tomorrow your account will be active and you'll be able to get in and walk your way through adding your goals. All right? Okay, so when you first get logged in, you're going to have a couple welcome screens. It's gonna ask you to choose some careers. It's gonna ask you to choose some colleges. You can do that, or at the bottom, you can skip or just press continue. When you get to a screen, you're going to get to a screen that says add your topics. And there are 3 that are recommended that we want all students to select. Life skills, money matters, world of work, because we all need life skills. We all have to deal with money, and we all need to know more about what is happening in the world of work so that we are ready. Once you do that, you will then finally get to your dashboard. And that's just the first time you log in. After you're logged in, you won't have to go through all of those hoops. But you will see on your dashboard, you're going to have a feed on the left side, careers that you save, interests that you save, schools that you save, things that you like. Your feed will be populated based on the things that you save and you like. On the right side is your to-do list. Now, it's really important that you hear me on this. You're going to see a lot of stuff on your to-do list when you log in, and I do not want you to panic. You don't need to worry about that. The only thing you need to worry about is adding 2 goals. That is going to be orientation. When you finish orientation this week, you might do a class next week, kind of a transition to online school course, where you'll come in here and do a couple of the items on your to-do list, but I don't want you to think you have to do all of them before the end of the school year. You don't need to do that. So we're going to focus on the goals. You will see probably the first thing on your to-do list says set 2 goals. And when you click on that, you'll see a blue button that you can select that is going to take you to your goal page, and that's where you will start. Now, the directions for adding your goals are linked in Module 4. I'm going to put them in the chat, and you can open the slide deck. If you are an independent worker and you feel confident in your ability to look at the slides and walk through the slides and get your goals added, go for it. If you like to see a model, do it. I mean, not like a model, but I will model it for you. Then you can follow along with me. So I am going to get to where you probably are at, which looks, let me share the correct tab. Looks something like this. When you click on that, add a goal or set a goal, you have a template here. So we start at the top in step 1, and this is where you're going to add the title of your goal. Now, in the slides that I shared in the chat, I have some examples in there, but some other examples that I can share with you might be, my focus for the next 2 weeks is to, get used to maybe I need to get used to the technology, or maybe I need to make sure I'm turning my work in or attending my live sessions, or maybe I need to ask questions when I get stuck, right? So you all will have a little bit different focus. Maybe it's, earn whatever credits I can. We're late in the school year. It's kind of a weird time to be changing schools. So, so what you're going to focus on might look a little bit different than if you were coming in fresh at the beginning of the school year, right? So I'm going to put earn credits in my title. That's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to work as hard as I can, get done as much as I can to earn some credits. In step 2, this is my school goal. So I'm going to choose the academic category. And then down here at the bottom in step 3, I'm going to choose short term. Once I've done those 3 steps on this page, I click next. You will see a little to-do list that is auto-generated. Some of these things might apply. Samantha, let me take a look and see if you are also in the situation with your account is not active. No, you're in here. All right, so Samantha, what I'm going to do is put your username in the chat to you. If you want to copy and paste that into the sign-in spot, and then your password. So we'll try that, and if that doesn't work in just a moment, once I walk through this first one, then we'll go into table mode, have some work time, and I'll pull you and help you get logged in, okay? All right. So on this to-do list, there might be some things that don't apply to your goal. I am not going to watch a YouTube video, so I'm just going to click remove. I'm probably going to need some help with this goal because I'm transitioning to a new school. I'm working on a new platform. I'm going to need some help. My schedule for reaching this goal is like 2 weeks. So I'm going to keep this one because then I can check it off when I'm done. And then I've got this blue set goal button at the bottom. I'm going to click it. And then I get to my summary page. Now, my summary page, I see my goal. I see it's academic. I have a to-do list here. I want you all for each goal to add one task. So you use this blue add task link. This task, something that you're going to do every day or several times a week to work toward reaching that goal. So if my goal is to earn credits, my task is going to be set alarms for classes and turn in work. Okay. I mean, that's technically 2, but I put it all in one. After I've added this one task that is going to help me earn my credits, I am done with this for now. You're really just kind of starting this goal, and because we're so late in the school year, we're not going to do a whole lot more other than I want you to set it. I want you to think about that task. And then when you're done with it, I want you to go back up here, click on the plans button, and then select goals. You'll notice I'm not clicking this blue mark as complete button down at the bottom because that's going to close out my goal, and I don't want it closed. I'm just opening it. I'm just starting it. When I click on plans, I choose goals. That's going to take me to my goal and plans page. And then you can see my goal is right here under set personal goals. I can use the add goal button, and then I'm going to be ready with my next template to add my personal goal. Your personal goal can be money related. It can be fitness or health or well-being, mental health, physical health. It could be job related. It could be getting a driver's license, or, like teaching yourself how to play guitar, whatever it is, something that you want to focus on outside of school. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to give us some work time. And when you get your 2 goals added, then what you do, you come back here to this page and you can use the snipping tool. The snipping tool, I think That comes up in your course at some point, but if you're not sure about the snipping tool, down at the bottom of your screen, I'm not sharing my whole window so you can't see it, but way down at the bottom here in the taskbar, there's a search, and if you type in snip, you will see the snip tool. And if you right click on the snip tool, you're going to add it to your taskbar at the bottom, and then every time you log in, you're going to have your snipping tool there, and then you will be able to easily take little screen snips and attach them. All right, so we got some work time. We have about 8-ish minutes for you to get your goals added and then maybe even get your assignment submitted. I'm going to put us into table mode, and anyone who's struggling to get logged in, send me a message in the chat and I will pull you to a table and make sure that you can get logged in so that this afternoon you could work on the work if your account is active. If your account is not active, I'm very sorry. We'll hope that it's tomorrow is going to be the day for you. All right, so let me know what questions you have. I'm going to put us in table mode and then just be a little patient while we troubleshoot kids' accounts who need to get logged in. All right, is there anyone else who needs help getting logged in? Let me know in the chat. Okay, Xander, hang on just a moment. All right, anyone else need help getting logged in? Faith, Vincent, Kayla, I think, Kayla, if you're still hanging around, I think you're probably done because I think you had your goals done. Yes, Kayla, your goals are done, so you are free to head on out. And Faith, I see you're in here working, looks good. Vincent, I can see you're in here. So Vincent, I can see you've got 2 academic goals, so you just need to add 1 personal goal. All right? And then you'll be good to go as long as you do that snip and do the submit it. All right, other questions? Please let me know. We've got just a couple minutes left in our session here.